Just a warning, this video will contain spoilers if you have not seen all of the episodes yet. This is gonna be legend. Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about How I Met Your Mother, and I have been looking forward to doing this for the longest time. Technically that's not true. About a month ago somebody said you should watch How I Met Your Mother, and I thought, I have no idea what that is. So I sat down and I watched the first episode and I thought, that's my life over. I was hooked straight away, and over the past kind of 4 weeks I've caught up with the currently aired 7 seasons. So I'm kind of really bubbling over inside because there's so much I want to talk about, but obviously if I mentioned all the points about How I Met Your Mother from 7 seasons, that's 7 years worth of How I Met Your Mother, in one video, this video would go on forever. So I will go over the basic points, my personal highlights, and if there's any specific storyline or sort of character trait or anything like that you want to talk to me about, I want to share your views, please feel free, comments, message me, email me, whatever. I would love to talk with everybody individually about this program. So I'll go basically, if you've never seen the show, it's about one guy, Ted Mosby, who is telling the story to his two children about the day he met their mother. However, you don't actually find out who this mother is, kind of, and how he met her until what I'm presuming will be the last episode. According to Wikipedia, there will either be 1 more or 2 more seasons of this, depending on work commitments and commissioning for this program. So they'll either at season 8 or 9 we'll probably find out how he met them, how he met their mother, etc. But in the episode, basically every episode starts with, kids, did I ever tell you the time about yada yada? And he then goes and recalls some anecdote chronologically, but we don't actually see Ted Mosby doing the voiceover. Interesting fact, it's not actually Josh Radnor who's doing the voiceover for this sort of the father in 2030. It's Bob Saget. I went on IMDb I was about season 2 before I went on IMDb, and it said, Bob Saget. I was like, what? It's not Josh Radnor? How is that possible? It really sounds like him. So, the casting there is brilliant. The 5 main friends are brilliant. Also, before I get in with this is sort of pitched as an alternative to Friends. I think when it was first coming out, because it came out just after Friends finished, it was sort of labelled as, the replacement show for Friends. I prefer this to Friends. I know, how bad is that? I think I'm just getting bored with Friends. I've watched it every day pretty much for like 8-9 years, so this is refreshing. Anyway, the main friends, Barney, Stinson, I absolutely love. I think Neil Patrick Harris is adorable. I think his acting is phenomenal. I think he has such a really likeable personality, Barney. Despite the fact that if you were to list all of his personality traits off, you'd think that guy is an idiot. But when you see it in action, it really works. You can tell that he's not doing this to be malicious. Kind of is a little bit like the character of Charlie Harper, but in a much more respectable and likeable way. Now, I love Charlie Harper, but that's a different story. But I just think Barney is amazing. He has so many little quirky catchphrases, legendary. Top of my head, I can't think of other ones. Wait for it. I love that one. There's a ducky tie, which is not a catchphrase, but the ducky tie is amazing. I would love a ducky tie. And they're just, there are so many different things that Barney brings forward that are hilarious. I love those. Jason Segel as Marshall is brilliant. I think he is hilarious for all the right reasons. I think that a lot of his humour comes forward kind of accidentally. He's not trying to be funny, whereas Barney Stinson does try and be funny, and it is funny. But with Marshall, it's kind of, it's just his personality that is hilarious. Lily, I think, is adorable. Alyson Hannigan, I love her. I think out of them all, she's probably one of the most talented as far as acting goes. Perhaps it's just that she gets more opportunities to show off a varied style of acting. But her character, Lily, is just perfect. I think she's probably one of my favourites to watch. I think that character is quite unique. And I think she's brilliant. And also the slut version of Lily, the doppelganger, is, obviously it's her, but she's brilliant. I just love that sort of, the doppelganger thing in this I think is great, because you were always thinking kind of like, who's going to be the next one? Is it going to look like them? Really interesting. And then you have Ted Mosby. Josh Radnor, I'm not entirely sure. To be honest with you, he is boring as a character. and I mean that in a nice way, because he allows the other four to kind of really spring out and bring a lot of humour to the table. And Ted is a very funny character, but just because that's who he is. His humour kind of comes from the other characters. I think out of all the characters, he is the most of a stock character compared to the rest. He doesn't bring much forward to it because he is the driving force. He is the one he's telling the story, and I know he's in a lot of the stories, but because he's telling the story, he kind of allows the comedy from the others to spring forward. And then we have Cobie Smulders as Robin Scherbatsky. Oh my goodness, I've never loved a character so much in all my life. Robin, I think, is the most perfect character ever, and I will say that a million times over. I love her. Everything about her character I love. I cannot go into detail. I love Robin's sparkles, and the whole let's go to the mall today and sand castles in the sand are great. Kind of hoping we'll get another song in one of the upcoming seasons. I think it'd be a really great way to sort of, last season, let's have another Robin Sparkles song. I think that would be great. At the beginning, I did think that her relationship with Ted was perfect. But I'm now in the position for the last sort of 3 seasons, I kind of thought Robin and Barney is just perfect. Robin and Barney is the way that this has to finish. Yeah, I'm not going to say too much in case you haven't seen kind of the last couple of episodes, but I cried. In fact, I cried pretty much from season 5 to 7. I cried at the end of every episode. Really is emotional. The plots are quite intense. I think from season 5 onwards, the gang start growing up. You know, the first sort of 4 seasons, they're young, they're having fun. Season 5 onwards, things get a little bit more serious, but it's still funny, but it's more serious. Obviously because Robin's journalist, I do see, and just her personality actually, I see quite a lot of Robin in myself. But Cobie Smulders is absolutely beautiful, and I absolutely love her, and she is my favourite in the whole thing. Ranjit is one of the best characters ever. Dude, McLarens, absolutely love him. Every scene he is in, I just love him. His script is the most, I'm nearly crying with laughter. I'm trying to hold back the laughing because I've just got these 1,000,001 sort of things Ranjit has said going around my head, and I love him so much. He is brilliant. The script is sort of perfect, I think. The scenes in this are great. Just every single scene is perfect. I absolutely love it. The directing is brilliant. There's some really clever scenes. And if you've ever seen any of the behind the scenes footage or the bloopers, perfect. Bloopers are hysterical. Jason Segel, I think, provides a lot of humour in the bloopers. Supporting cast for quite a lot of it are great. Lyndsy Sloan was in it, Christine Rose, April Bowlby, Christina Pickles. There are quite a few others as well, but they're kind of the main ones that stood out for me. But I am just in love with this programme. As I said, I prefer it to Friends. Maybe I shouldn't admit that, but I prefer it to Friends. I just find it so much more interesting, so much more funny, and I love every aspect of it. I want to continue talking about it, but this video is nearly 10 minutes and you're all going to start shouting at me to shut up. There's my basic thoughts. I can't speak. My basic thoughts. I want to talk about it more. I may do episode reviews. I don't know. I may do a season overview. I'll think about that. Let me know if you want me to and I'll consider it. But please feel free to leave as many thoughts and comments as you want about this. And I'll see you all next time. Bye. Dairy. Legendary.